Greetings, all you cool cats and kittens. What are we, watching the Tiger King? Well, no, but something that kind of has a tie to it, because on this episode of Nicolas Uncaged, we will be talking about the 2019 movie Primal, about Nick Cage, a giant cat, and Kevin Durand doing, whatever it is he does. And a real quick shout out to EA Scotty 1198, who recommended we watch today's movie. So if you hate it, blame him. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna love it, it's got Nick Cage in it. Well, let's pounce right in, because this is Redeye Reviews. Okay, first things first, we're going to get that clever old plot synopsis out of the way. In a movie with big game hunters, political assassins, and special forces, you would think there's more going on, but there really isn't. We start out with our beautiful Nicolas Cage hanging out in a tree, eating something out of a tin can and smoking a big old stogie. I personally thought cigar smoke would be way too stinky in this sort of sneaky situation, but I mean, what do I know? I'm not the man in the tree. While hanging out, a rare white jaguar appears. He quickly shoots a tranquilizer, and after a few tense moments, it falls asleep. Cut to the village, and we have just an obscene amount of animals, really. I mean, he's illegally captured like half the jungle. The locals tell him they won't help him anymore because he caught that white jaguar, and it's known as a bad omen in their world. So Nick takes this into consideration before yelling at a bird.
Are you kidding me, man? Get out of there!
And then just driving the animals to the harbor himself. As everyone is getting ready to board the boat, these Special Forces bros show up in a van that is the envy of all camper van enthusiasts. I mean, for serious, if you took all the guns and bros out of that van, put in a hideaway bed, maybe a sink, some cool counter space, yeah, you'd have a pretty sweet setup. But I digress. Sadly, these people aren't using the van to its full potential, but instead are using it to transport our favorite B-rated bad guy, Kevin Durand. I guess I should give you character names. Nick is Frank Walsh, and Kevin is Richard Loeffler. I'm going to forget that. I'm going to keep calling them Nick and Kevin. Upon seeing this special group, Nick compares them all to a fart.
You guys sure you're in the right place? Oh, I get it. Silent but deadly, huh? Hey.
And with the boat loaded up, the man who enjoys his job to the extreme sets sail.
Make sure the fuel filters are clean and set for full power, Jerome. Let's get out of here.
I mean, do you hear the enthusiasm in that man's voice? That is Captain Jack Sparrow of long-haul cross-ocean shipping. The old crew and new crew bond over some food and piss off the chef. And you know what? Speaking of pirate stuff, here's a fun fact, not at all related to this movie. The cook was usually the third highest paid crew member aboard a pirate ship. Because everybody knows you keep the man who's cooking your food happy, or you wind up eating something that you probably didn't want to eat. So we see Kevin act like a psychopath, and you know what? He's not even trying right now, and I would still consider this a better performance than Jared Leto's Joker. And while this is going on, Nick has another conversation with the bird.
He's smart.
Yeah, the regular Einstein.
Also, Nick Cage drunk acting. Yeah, I can't tell if this is good or really bad. But I mean, I guess you could say that about all of Nick Cage's acting. I'm going to go with, okay, who am I kidding? I love this guy. It's great. Oh yeah, also Famke Janssen is in this movie, and I almost didn't recognize her because I think she did something to her face. I mean, we're going to breeze by that. I'm not here to talk about that. So drunk Nicolas Cage does his best to flirt.
I worked at the San Diego Zoo. Great pandas. Who's your father?
And downstairs, we see the absolute worst guards of all time. So yeah, Kevin got out of his cage. All the good guys and guards gather together to form a plan, and the chef locks himself in the kitchen. Turns out it's full of monkeys. So what does he do? Well, he decides to mess with their baby. That's a pretty smart move. We also learn that Kevin has been busy himself, because not only did he get out, he let all the animals loose and drained all the fresh water off the boat.
Are you sure? I know how a fucking faucet works, you federal clown.
So either the rest of them just suck at responding to a crisis, or Kevin is the fastest man alive. But regardless, Nick wants to recapture the animals, while the guards want to kill the dangerous animals.
You hear me, Walsh? Your cat is dead.
You kill my cat, I'll blow your head off.
And is anybody else excited that he's playing Joe Exotic in that upcoming Amazon series? I mean, dude, it's like you're made for that man. I can't wait. We get a slightly awkward fight between good guy and bad guy. I guess they both insisted on doing their own stunts, which I can respect that, but I mean, just maybe practice a little more. The bad guy kills almost all the good guys, minus this kid, Nick Cage, and Jean Grey. And while Jean Grey and the kid get captured, Nick Cage decides to hunt Kevin like an animal, and it works. And then he ties him upside down and lets the jaguar eat him alive. Jesus Christ, that is not where I saw this movie going. The Coast Guard shows up, asks Nick to explain all the animals on board, and then Jean Grey covers for him. I don't know why she does that. And then he says he's going to just donate the big cat to a specialty breeder instead of selling it for profit. And the movie's over. Okay, my biggest issue with this entire movie is just how stupid everybody is. Movies only work like this if everyone is dumb, unfortunately, and they're very dumb in this movie. Like, we have these specialized elite soldiers to guard this dude, who they chained up inside of a cage like he's goddamn Magneto or something, and he still gets out. And then once he's out, the guards are like, let's all meet up in a room together and talk this over for apparently a super long time. Because not only does Kevin get out, he lets all the animals out, he empties all the fresh water off the boat, he also releases the lifeboats, destroys the radio, and changes the boat's direction. Like, where in the hell were the good guys during all of that? It isn't even until like the 50-minute mark in this movie that they even start making people stay together. And there's only like 5 of them left at that point anyways. The other part I didn't get was this agent who's in charge of the operation needs Kevin alive for some reason, like really bad. They sort of hint at him being an ex-agent of theirs and they need to gather intel for him or something. But even after he kills almost all of them, the agent so desperately needs him alive that he even kills a guard himself to prevent Kevin from getting shot. And then even with like 4 people left, he still tries to kill Nick. And what is the point of all this? He died anyways. They both died. Well, I mean, okay, we know the point. It's to explain how one dude is actually winning against a dozen trained guards. That's some weak glue to the plot. And obviously the best part of this movie is this kid. Yeah, he's a great actor and was a real shining Of course not. It was Nicolas Cage. Come on. He's always the best part of every movie he's in. That should be no surprise to you. Well, I mean, except The Rock, of course, but I mean, that's why he doesn't do movies with big-time superstars anymore. I also love the fact that he's our hero of the story. A guy who illegally captures and sells exotic animals for profit. Like, this dude at a point gets bitten by a snake, and they're like, dude, Nick, can you help? Do you have the anti-venom for the snake you brought? He's like, no, I don't have that. Don't have time. He's probably going to die.
My cabin's this way.
100 grand is that way.
What about Morales?
He's a dead man.
Yeah, apparently Jean Grey is into jerks, but even at the end, she's like,
I might just be a bit man after all.
oh yeah, the man who just fed a dude to a jaguar, he's the good guy? Okay. Oh, and a jaguar that he planned on selling this entire time until he got caught and decided he would donate it to get the heat off himself. Yeah, I mean, it does go to show you Nicolas Cage can play literally any character and we will all still love him. So overall, this movie's like a 5 out of 10, but with the help of our wonder boy Nick, I'm going to bring that up to a 6. But without Cage, I would not have made it 20 minutes before switching this to something else. But if you want some background noise, if you're working or something, it's good for that. So with that, thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Like the video, hit the bell, do the stuff. We'll see you next time, and until then, stay happy and stay healthy.